You are welcome to online lectures with from a tiny the schoolboy. Today, we'll take a look at calculations in physics. Calculations in physics. Okay, we have a question on the board. The question says, the question says, the values of x, y, and z, respectively, in the expression m raised to power x, l raised to power y, and t raised to power z for the universal gravitational constant g are a 2 minus 2 minus 3, b minus 1 3 minus 2, c minus 1 2 minus 3, d minus 2 minus 1 and 3. This question is taken from Jamb Utme Physics 2009 question 1. Jamb Utme Physics 2009 question 1. Okay, so let's look at this question. This question talks about is in the topic measurements and units, specifically derived units, dimensions of derived units. So to be able to solve this question, we need to really understand what is actually universal gravitational constant. This thing will get this from the Newton's law of universal gravitation, which is an inverse square law, where the force is inversely proportional to is directly proportional to the product of the two masses and inversely proportional to the distance that separates them. So without knowing this Newton's law of universal gravitation and knowing what universal gravitational constant G is actually, we will not be able to solve this question. So this question is a fusion of many concepts. It's a fusion of even laws of indices are also inclusive in this question. Newton's law of universal gravitation, even SI units of these parameters. At the same time, the law of indices. So let's solve this question. Having laid down the basic things are involved in the questions, let's solve the question. Okay. So everything revolves around this universal gravitational constant. So what is this universal gravitational constant? According to Newton's law of universal gravitation, F is inversely proportional to m1, m2. This is the mass of the two bodies. And what? R raised to power 2. This is the square of the distance that separates them. So, but this force is directly proportional to these products and inversely proportional to this. So we need to put a constant, and this constant is what we know as what? Universal gravitational constant. So putting a constant, this implies that F is now equal to what? G m1 m2 over what? R squared. So this is the equation. From here now we can find our G. So making G the subject of the formula here, we have that G is now equal to what? F times, we cross multiply F R squared over what? M1 M2. So we are good to go. So all we need to do here is to actually find the unit of these quantities here. The unit of these quantities here. We put the unit of the quantities here. Break it down. You know, force is a derived quantity. Even though R squared is also derived from R. So M is not a derived quantity. M is a fundamental quantity. So the unit, we put the unit, then we break this force down to its fundamental quantities and the units. So when we do that, we now resolve. But at the end of the whole thing, these three basic fundamental units, these are dimensions of the three basic fundamental quantities, which are three basic fundamental units, which are M for kilogram, L for meters, and T for seconds. So we break this down to be in this formats. Of course, this now will now equate this G to this, because at the end, whatever we get there, we equate it to what? This, and use law of indices to find our answer for X, Y, Z. So let's do the first thing now to break this down to the fundamental quantities, that unit that build up this. So let's go. So here we now have force. We know that force. We know that force is equal to what? Mass times what? Acceleration. This is force. So unit of mass is kilogram. Unit of acceleration is what? Meter per second square. So this is as moving to the unit, we have kilogram meter per second square. This is if you break down the unit of force from Newton, this is what you get. So whenever we see force, we replace it with these units. Now we already know this distance as what? Meter, because it's a measure of what? Length, which is meter. So here is m squared. These two masses, their unit is simply what? Kilogram. So we now r squared is equal to what? Meter squared. While m M1, M2, all of them, total is what? Kilogram. Of course, because they are two, we call kilogram dot what? Kilogram. Because they are two. Or kilogram square, anyone is okay. Let me use kilogram square so it doesn't confuse us. Let me use kilogram square because it's kilogram times kilogram, which is kilogram what? Squared. So now let's fix this thing back to this. So we now have, remember we said that we don't know this thing is ascribed to this, we don't know what it is. So we can simply say that G is equal to what? We want to move it to be in this form. So G is equal to this. That's what we want to achieve. So if that is the case, anywhere we see G, we put this. Anywhere we see this one, we fix this thing back. So this becomes equal to, based on that now, this thing, M, L, M, X, M raised to power X, L raised to power Y, and T raised to power Z, now becomes equal to. So let's fix this for force. Kilogram meter per second squared times, let me use dot for times, for space, times R squared is meter squared, all over. M1 times M2 is kilogram squared. We have already established that. So we have kilogram squared. So here now, there's kilogram here, that's kilogram. So 1 kilogram here will cancel a kilogram here. So we have a kilogram remaining here. But this is, using law of indices, this is M times M squared is M cubed. So we have something like this. This now becomes M times M squared is what? M cubed. This one is Musliman S raised to power seconds per second squared. All over what? Kilogram. M cubed per second squared all over what? Kilogram. So we now have something like this. If we look here, we now have something like this. That's M raised to power X, L raised to power Y, T raised to power Z is now equal to, using law of indices, this is per kilogram over kilogram. If you bring this up to B on the same level with this M and cube and the S raised to power minus 2, this becomes kilogram raised to power minus 1. Because according to law of indices, here becomes what? Kilogram raised to power minus 1 M cube. This is the units. We put it in this form. We're still coming up. We move this to be in this form. If you watch now, we have succeeded in breaking these things down to the units. So let's move it, but we are not arrived, because this one here is in dimensional form. So we have to move it to the dimension. So to achieve that, M raised to power X, L raised to power Y, and T raised to power Z, that becomes kilogram, we change to capital M. So we have capital M raised to power 1. Meter, small meter will change to capital L because it's a measure of length. Capital L raised to power 3. Seconds, which is S, will change to capital T. We have capital T raised to power what? Minus 2. So using the law of indices, we have put everything in this dimensional form. Using the two laws of the law of indices, where you have two powers that have the same base. That if 2 powers have the same base, now the powers are equal. Let's assume, see what I mean. If you start equating each of them now, what it means is that M raised to power X is equal to what? M raised to power 1 minus 1. Because, sorry, for want of space, let me start here. M raised to power X is equal to M raised to power minus 1. Because M is here, we have these two, the powers have the same base. That means the powers are equal. This implies that X is equal to what? Minus 1. This is what I mean by equating the powers. So the same thing here, let's equate L here and L here. So we have L raised to the power minus 1, L raised to the power y is equal to L raised to the power what? 3. This implies that y is equal to what? 3. That's the meaning. Now here again, the same thing happens here. Let's equate the t in both sides. T raised to the power z is equal to t raised to the power minus 2. This is also implies that z is equal to minus 2 because the t is here. So z is equal to what? Minus 2. So respectively, x, y, z, x, y, and z will give us what? Minus 1, 3, and minus 2. This is the answer for x, y, and what? Z. Minus 1, 3, and minus 2. Let's look at the options. No, it's not A. Minus 1, 3, and minus 2. The answer is B. But let's confirm others. No, it's not. It's not this C. It's not D. So the answer is what? B. So the answer to Jamb Utme Physics 2009 question 1 is B. Minus 1, 3, and minus 2. I want to give like 2 minutes for us to ask questions if you have any. If you have any question, please call the number on the screen on the board. The end of the numbers 081 38 68 2003 or 070 12 94 5891. If you have any question, please call any of these numbers now and I'll attend to your question. We have 2 minutes to do that. Okay. All right, now 2 minutes elapsed. So in the absence of any question, we'll stop. We'll stop here for today. Please, at any point in time, if you have any question, please drop your questions on the comment section. You can as well drop your question on WhatsApp using these 2 numbers. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. The channel name is From Eternity to School Board. Every day, 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. We are live here. We are live teaching different subjects. 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. we are live. Please try as much as possible to come. You have a lot to learn. It's free of charge. You're not paid anything. I want to do an announcement again on every Saturday, 7 a.m. to 7:10 a.m. We organize academic competition titled Academic Battle with Fraternity the Schoolboy. Is an online academic competition, and the registration is free of charge. But there is room for donation because we give prizes to the winners. So if you are moved, if you are led by the Spirit to contribute, to support this, please check out the flyer. There's a phone, there's like an account number there. Please make your transfer. After you send your evidence of transfer to the WhatsApp line on the flyer. For the flyers, check out the flyers on our YouTube channel at the community side of section of the YouTube channel. You can also chat me up for the flyer and the account number if you are interested to support or participate. And the battle coming up this Saturday, being 2nd of December 2023, is Igbo Language Battle 2.0 with Fraternity the School Board. And there are prizes to be won. There's a lot to learn from this academic competition. And it comes up every Saturday, different subjects. So please share this information to your friend, with your friends, your children, your colleagues, your students. Please follow me on different social media platforms. On Twitter at Fraternity83, on Instagram at Fraternity83, on LinkedIn at name there is Fraternity the Schoolboy, Facebook Fraternity the Schoolboy, even in audio mark at Fraternity the Schoolboy, all small letters. You can also follow me on TikTok at Fraternity83. Thank you very much for your attention. God bless you. See you next time.